A world forged in conflict, claimed as homeland by the exiles, conquered as territory by the Dominion. There is only one whose words we can trust. Geeks of Nexus.
And welcome to episode number 25 of Geeks of Nexus. This is Monday the 16th of November 2015. I am your host Draycass, and with me to talk about the world of Wildstar we have Jazzy. Hello Jazzy.
Greetings.
How are you this fine evening or afternoon as you are?
Happy to finally be sitting down and relaxing.
Yeah, you've had a hectic week.
It's been crazy, yes.
Why don't you tell... Oh no, we're going to talk about it a little bit later, aren't we?
Yes.
You've been busy doing the old website, typing away.
Among other things, yes.
And busy with another game for which you do another podcast.
Yes. Overwatch, and I'm going to say it.
There's nothing wrong with saying Overwatch. There's lots to talk about Overwatch. People are very, very hyped about it. It's been very busy. It's been a hectic couple of weeks in the world of gaming generally. But we're here.
Oh, yeah.
We made it. It's just the two of us today. Akka is not with us. Akka unfortunately decided to step down. Not doing very well with co-hosts at the moment, am I?
It must be you scaring people off. You're scary.
Yeah, maybe it is. It's not me. He's got some personal issues he needs to sort out. So we wish him well with that. And you never know, maybe he'll come back in the future. He's got more time, etc. But for now, it's just us two. It's okay.
Yay.
No pressure. We can
all about
manage
the ladies.
We can manage ourselves. They're our
right.
Lizard friend, or friend of lizards, as it was. So, let's talk about Wildstar. Without further ado, what have you done in this week in Wildstar?
Not very much, as I've been busy. Pretty much done. I've done a few contracts and really slacked on that this week. I only barely got to tier 5 today, so that's kind of bad. But been busy, as you said, launching the website for Wildstar, and among other things
so you've
that we're
done
not allowed
enough
to talk about.
to log in and do things that you need to do, then log out again.
Pretty much.
And other things.
Pretty much.
I've had a hectic couple of weeks as well. However, I did get my stalker up to 50. That's what I've been concentrating on lately. I'm leveling my alts.
Yay.
So I've basically just been hopping on and raiding with my main. And then in between I've been leveling. So I'm currently leveling a stalker, a spell slinger, and another medic.
Holy cow, all at once?
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Well,
I leveled the warrior and the, what else did I level? Stalker, yeah. See, I can't even remember. Can't keep everything straight. Yep. A warrior and the stalker. And then I thought they were supposed to do, I thought what was coming up this weekend was the bonus XP weekend.
That's what I was expecting. But no.
But
PvP
yeah,
again.
I have a engineer and an esper to level still, and I was kind of holding off on them for that bonus XP weekend, but they switched it on us.
Yeah, my engineer's the last one. He's currently at level 18. Yeah. He'll be the last one to level, and then I'll have one of each. So
you're doing better than me. Mine's 7.
My stalker's up. It's just just my spell slinger and my medic. They're both in like the mid-20s. So that was my second medic. We'll get there. I don't know what it is with ults. I'm just a bit of an ultaholic. I like to have them.
Too.
I do like.
In like every MMO I play.
Yes, I can't help myself.
Stick with one.
I can't help myself.
I will say with Wildstar, I did stick with one the longest, kinda. Like I started with the Spellslinger and leveled that within like 2 weeks of launch.
Yeah.
And then there was something wrong with some abilities, so I switched to the medic and then stayed the medic all the way up to free to play launch. I didn't have a single other character. In fact, I even stopped playing the Spellslinger.
Same really, because when all my friends were playing Wildstar, I stuck with my medic, my Makari medic, and it wasn't until like I decided to go back to Exiles, I switched over to my Esper, and then I stayed pretty much loyal to my Esper the whole time until I got itchy feet, and then decided to get one of everything.
And then it starts. Well, I think too, like back before, it kind of took a while to level. I mean, it wasn't like some other games where it's really quick, so I think that kind of deterred me a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's the same. It put me off a little bit, especially that 20 to 30 slog. I was like, I can't.
And
do
I
it
like
again.
leveling, so
Yeah.
that's saying something.
But now I'm really enjoying. I loved leveling my Sorka. It was so much fun. But,
Yeah.
But there we are. So that's that. That's been my week in Wildstar. There's a lot has gone on actually in the last couple of weeks. Lots of little things, like little bite-sized chunks. There's been still a few glitches around. Little bit. I don't know what it's been like on Entity, but last week on Jabbit, when we had, I think it was on Wednesday, because it was when we were doing like a practice raid. We had lots of new people, and we were going over some of the bosses, having a little bit of a practice with only like 14 people. But we kept getting kicked off randomly every 33 minutes. It was really bizarre. It kept happening, and someone worked out.
That is weird. That it was like precisely.
Something must have been happening every 33 minutes. I don't know if they ever worked out what it was, but.
Didn't they do the remerger on the EU servers? On one of them? Maybe?
I don't think so.
I felt like I heard that it was somewhere. I
missed that completely.
I don't
really
think it was our servers.
I don't think so.
I felt like the PvP EU servers, they like started to do it.
No. I don't think so.
Maybe I'm crazy.
Either you're crazy, or I just don't know. Which is possible as well, because these last 2 weeks I've missed most of the news.
It's been hectic.
The main things. But no, it was once every 33 minutes, and in the end we gave up with the raid. We just couldn't be bothered to do it.
Yeah.
And then it just seems to fix itself. Then of course there was the auction house that was taken down.
Boy. And the commodities exchange.
And now the commodity exchange is down.
Yeah.
Due to various glitches and bugs and things.
It's not the first time that's happened either.
No.
Unfortunately.
So, you know a little bit about what happened with the auction house. What happened with the auction house?
I don't know about the auction house specifically, but I know with the commodities exchange, it was a duping exploit where like, and I heard some people say this was happening with like loot bags too, where like people would buy like 10 of an item and they go to their mailbox and have 100 of them, like runes and things.
Right.
And it was just like every time you bought something like that, it would just like multiply it times 10. And people were saying that was coming out of like loot bags too, where you're supposed to get like 10 of a certain sign and you were getting like hundreds of them. And it was just ridiculous. So they had to pull it down so that people would not exploit, because people suck.
bad people. But then what are you going to do? If people give you free stuff, you know.
I wonder though, like that's a hard one to actually punish people though for, because I mean if I like walked up to the auction house today, because I didn't learn about it until today, like literally a couple hours ago, I was I think I remember seeing something briefly about it on Reddit, and I didn't really look too much into it because people were like, oh, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, they'll fix that, it's just like a one-off. But then I was like, okay, why is the commodity exchange still down? And people are like, oh, exploit. I'm like, oh, well, if I just like walked up and bought like 10 of them before I knew, or I went on a shopping spree before I knew, and then I walk over to my mailbox and I have thousands of runes, I'd be like,
it's not your fault.
Yeah. But I mean, how many people are like me, and how many people are like, oh, this is going to work in my favor,
let's
evil
go
laugh.
get some more. Yeah.
Let's clean out the commodities exchange. So it was the same thing that happened with that gardening exploit way back in the day.
If you find an exploit, do the right thing and report
it. Yeah. Because, I mean, the only thing you're doing, especially with stuff like that, even if you don't get caught, you're going to flood the market and kill an economy that's already very fragile.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You're making it worse for yourself, honestly.
It doesn't help having lots of things.
No.
It makes things very cheap, and then you don't make any money at all. And no one makes money. Everyone's very sad.
Especially Jazzy, because Jazzy plays the auction house.
It comes down
Don't
to
make Jazzy sad. Sad Chuas are very heartbreaking.
I'm very angry.
Yeah, that too.
Get very angry. So that's that. Hopefully all these things will settle down. We keep saying this, though, don't we? The server crash is a little bit worrying that they still keep happening. I know it's a game, but still, They should have kind of fixed it by now, shouldn't they? Carbine, sort your stuff out. Sort it out.
Yeah.
Now. No sleep, no pizza breaks for you. Remember they got told off about having a pizza break?
I know.
Get to work. Sort it out.
You're not allowed to be human,
No.
sleeping and eating. What are you thinking?
So the Cryoplex Arena's here as well. Season 2 started.
Yay.
The Thunderdome, as we like to call it, has landed.
No.
And we're not PvPers, so...
It's so sad that we couldn't actually make that name happen, though.
I know.
Like, I talked to the Wildcast guys. I went on their show like a few months ago now, and we like literally started a petition to try and get them to change the name to the Thunderdome.
And it's like they're persistently calling it the Cryoplex.
Cryoplex.
They kind of put it everywhere. It's Cryoplex.
They made a point. Like,
Cryoplex. Arena and Season 2. Okay, we got it. But we're still going to call it Thunderdome. So there. You can't
stop us,
win
Carbine.
there. So PvPers have got some love. Lots of love coming from this patch, isn't there? So Season 2 is here, which offers arena teams the ability to jump into rated matches against the teams with similar skill, climb the ranks and receive rare rewards like mounts and titles. And there's some really, really nice weapon sets that have come out of Season 2. Makes me want to go in PvP.
Yeah, I'm so jealous of those weapons.
Especially the
They're
Dominion
so
ones.
nice.
Dominion ones look very, very nice. So if you want to go and have a look at these, go onto the Wildstar-online.com, onto the news, look at the Cryoplex Arena in Season 2, and you'll see little images for the new weapons. For those of you that don't know about arenas or PvPs, you can jump into unrated open matches at level 30 with random people, and you can jump into rated matches at level 50 with teams of people you know. So you have to basically create an arena team of 2, 3 and 5, isn't it?
I think the rated that they count is 3v3. But yeah, there's 2v2, 3v3, and 5v5. But what they're looking for these rewards are 3v3. There is one thing, though, that they didn't make a note of, funny enough, on the post on the website that they changed about the weapons and stuff. The weapons were only originally going to be for the top 5 teams on each faction. Now they've changed it to the top 5 teams get a special color variant, and these weapons will be available for everyone on the Season 2 vendor. They'll just get a special color at the end of the season.
Okay.
So everyone gets the weapons, which is awesome.
I suppose that's just to encourage participation.
Yeah, I think you have to do like 25 matches, like 25 3v3s. You don't have to win, you just have to participate.
So it's well worth jumping in.
Yeah.
Just grabbing a few guildies and just go and do some matches.
Just go get your face smashed in for an hour and you're good.
Yeah, okay. So you can have, it's not just 3 people either, because 2v2 teams can have 3 members, 3v3 teams can have 5 members, and 5v5 teams can have 9 members. So if your other teammates can't make it, then you've got someone else that can hop in.
Yeah, and you can be on an arena team of each size. One on each, yeah.
So hop in and have some lovely PvP time. That's awesome. And enjoy the new arena, the Cryoplex, which we spoke about. Was it last podcast before? One of them.
They didn't make any changes to it, though, which I'm surprised, but maybe we'll see some later.
Even though everybody said they should make changes to it,
yeah.
Just make any changes.
Even as a casual, like, PvPer, I noticed some things, so I hope they do eventually, but we'll see how it plays out.
I'm sure they once they see how it's playing and see how people like it generally, then I'm sure they will. And yeah, so this weekend as well, we've kind of just gone, but it's still in place, isn't it? It's the 16th today, it's running to the 17th. There was the Prestige and Mount bonus weekend, which surprised all of us, because we were saying, well, just then, that we thought it was going to be XP bonus. Where is the XP bonus? We've got alts to level. Got things
I think they
to
just
do.
kind of changed their mind at the last second because the start of Season 2 and all this just like lined up perfectly with the weekend and all that.
And maybe they didn't want to do the XP bonus earlier because they wanted people maybe to level at a steadier rate. I'm not really sure, but yeah. We'll see. Hopefully the XP bonus is coming soon. Maybe next weekend, because I'm not working next weekend. Carbine, hint, hint. That'll be nice.
Perfect.
Very good. So you can earn extra prestige in PvP, so you can jump in and get some extra points to earn yourself some awesome gear. Double the points. And also some interesting mounts appeared in the store, including that purple mount that we thought was going to be for Valentine's Day.
A My Little Equivar?
Yes. That's the one. The one that we weren't very complimentary of.
That horrible, horrible thing. I'm so surprised how many people actually bought that thing. I did not think it would be that popular. I thought you did.
No, I don't like it.
I remember you saying you did.
I don't think. Did I say I did?
I think so.
I don't think I said I liked it.
Now that you've seen it, you hate it?
I don't think I said I liked it. Unless I've changed my taste. Someone's going to go back here and go, no, you did say you liked it. You did. I think I said I can see why some people would like it. Lucy Fur, I saw on Twitter, has purchased it.
I can't believe how many people have. Like, I got that Midnight Equivar, and I thought that would be really popular, especially with Dominion.
Yeah.
But I've seen more of the My Little Equivars now than I have the Midnight ones on Dominion, and I'm very surprised.
I suppose it's got a certain appeal. The name in itself, isn't it? Everyone likes a My Little Pony.
Floral. It's Floral Equivar. So fancy.
On the other hand, though, for people that don't like things that are sweet and pretty, you've got the strange snarflinks.
I'm just gonna say it. It looks like a butthole with teeth. I'm sorry. It does, and it's horrible, and I'm not buying that.
Yep.
I love the other snarf, but this one's no.
A butthole with piles on its back. Let's face it.
Pretty much. I don't know what they were thinking, and it's like pink on the front too. Who thought of this?
I have to say, I haven't purchased either of these mounts.
No, I won't buy either one. I'm sorry, Caroline.
And the thing that gets me is that I was thinking about it because I thought, well, they're only available till the 17th.
Limited time.
And exactly. So maybe I should get it because they're like, limited edition, and maybe they won't come back, and then I'll regret not having it because people go, well, haven't you got this mount? Oh, see, it's I don't like this model. It's not. It's playing at my purse strings.
See, that's another thing that people are kind of up in arms about because people are still upset about, these mounts not being like multi-claim or account wide. And then these mounts have had the smallest availability window so far. It's been like 3 days. Yeah,
along with the Ledorian as well. It was similar.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was like a week or so. But I feel like doing like a 3-day window there is not very smart on Carbine's part because most people have to wait till like the weekend or they need to grind out a few more. Yeah, and then for it not to be account wide too is another problem, but that's a whole other thing. So I just feel like not very many people are going to buy them, and it seems weird to tie them to a PvP event. Like, and not even a real, like, PvP event, just kind of like a bonus PvP weekend.
That's what's so strange about it, because I'm sure that the pony would have been great. Yeah,
they don't feel like mounts that would be attached to a PvP event. Like,
Valentine's Day. It was.
If they had, like, swords and guns coming off of them or something.
All day long it was a Valentine's thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the snarflinks, you would have thought would be perfect for Jade's Eve.
Yeah. Or they could even do like a celebration of the strain patch. I don't know, later.
A year anniversary.
Yeah, something.
When the patch came out.
They seem odd. And then to have that small window, and then again, the whole not account wide thing. It's just, there's a lot of things about these mounts that have kind of bothered people that I've noticed.
And they're like, get it now, it might not ever be available again. And I'm like, I don't know if I care, because I don't like them.
Yeah, I have to say they're not the best ones that have come out so far. Not at all.
they're not to our taste. Oh,
no.
They're not to our taste at all. But there you go. I'm sure some people love them because some people have spent lots and lots of money on them. And moving on to the store, there's also been a store update with new bundles and costumes. Did I hear you purchase some of these bundles?
I bought one a couple weeks back that they added, that Speed Freak bundle. Mm-hmm. Which was an amazing deal because it was like you got the extra fast riding license, which is awesome. You got the dreg mount, and then you got like 3 Madame Faye coins, and it was like 800 N coin, 890 N coin, and for 100 N coin less than that, you just get that license.
Are you going to tell me that with your 3 Madame Faye coins, you managed to get another Spider Rider? Because that would really annoy me.
But I got some cool NPCs for my house. I got like a lap and a human one and a Mordesh, I think.
Very nice. We
And some
like
dice.
that. So it says the weather's cooling off. It's a good time to see what's hot this season. Like it. Fateful Fortune bundle, which is quite nice. What I'll actually do is get this up on the screen for people. I'm going to make a little box like this, and then people can see. Ta-da! If you're watching on YouTube. So, face your fate and find a fortune or 3 with this mystical, magnificent bargain pack of goods. This bewitching bundle includes full witch doctor costume, set 1. One Neo, I can't say that. You say it. Neapolitan, that's it. Neapolitan die. 30 service tokens and 3 fortune coins. I have trouble speaking during podcasts. It's a thing that happens. And also the Law Enforcement Bundle, which I think will look good on my spell slinger. Just saying. You are the law. You'll be a savvy shopper with a lethal... Oh, hang on. Let me just move up a bit because it looks really weird now on the... on the stream. No. Oh, forget it. I'll just keep doing that. Yeah, YouTube people. So... with this one, you get the Road Render mount, a complete lawman costume set, 1 topographical die, I said it right, 30 service tokens and 9 fortune coins. And
that's a good one.
And also the one that you got, the Speed Freak bundle. Get a speedy mount and a permanent boost to mount speed. Those freaky dreg may not know much about maths or science or hygiene, but they know a good deal when they see one. This set includes a Dreg Reg Racer mount, an expert riding license, increased mount speed by 35%, and 3 fortune coins. This purchase can only be claimed by a single character.
So,
Annoyingly.
after I got that, I had the, world first Wildstar problems. It was funny. I was going so fast that I kept running into things because I couldn't turn. Because you know how movement is kind of glidey in Wildstar anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going so fast after I applied that. I just kept running into walls and sides of buildings and things. It was awesome.
Oh dear.
I know.
Did you find...
That's why I said world first problems.
Did you find your feet in the end?
Yes.
Good.
I've got it now.
So you're not bouncing into walls anymore.
No.
There was also Freelancer costume set. Ooh, these are quite nifty looking actually. I like these weapons. There's no better way to show off your independence than these Freelancer costume and weapon sets. Freelancer costume sets include all the duds you need to show off your freedom-loving personality with a vest, trousers, spike pads, sap gloves and boots. The Freelancer weapon set includes Freelancer side blade, great sword, resonators, launcher, claws and pistols. So basically for every class. There we go. And setting the mood. So they've got some sky remodels, chaos and tropical.
I like that chaos one.
It's very nice, isn't it?
That one's awesome.
You can see that being used a lot in some of the housing thingies. So that's it. They're adding a lot to the shop, aren't they? There's a lot of updates.
I like those
week.
bundles.
The bundles are a good idea. We're
Yeah.
all for that. Just don't put those horrible mounts in the bundles, please.
They probably will. I can see them doing that though, actually, now that you say that. The whole account wide mount thing, I'm of the belief it's not an if, it's a win. And as much as we love Carbine, we know that sometimes they can take a while to put in big things like that. So it'll probably be a little while before we see it. But I'm willing to bet when they do it that they'll probably do some kind of event like that. They'll put bundles together of the limited time mounts that are gone now. And they'll probably do them again for 3 days or something ridiculous. But I'm willing to bet we'll see them again.
Yeah, I can see that. They did say, they might not come back again, or they might, hinting. So
those words might.
They probably will come back, I'd imagine. It's a bit of a waste of artists' time, isn't it, having it just for 3 or 4 days?
Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Depends if they make their money back, I suppose, for that short time. So also, we've got some new lore in the Lawmageddon segment. Enemies and allies. where they delve into the history of Axis Phaedra and Avradarkos. Hopefully I pronounced them right. So they're going into the depths of espionage and subterfuge, looking at the histories of these enemies and allies. It's quite cool. We're not going to go through it because I'll leave it for people to read. If they go along to wildstar-online.com Lawmageddon, you can have a look at Axis Phaedra, who's Nakari, who's the director of Dominion Intelligence, and Avradarkos, who's the spy mistress of the Black Hoods.
She's the badass who smashes the table in the Paths video. Mm-hmm. From way back in the day.
With the whip.
Yeah, with the big thing.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
They're both very cool characters. As well, I'm pleased we've got a little bit of background. Again, I'm not gonna do spoilers, but it goes through their bios, their forms of address, physical descriptions.
They're old too, didn't they say they were like 2,500 years old?
They're very old.
Yeah.
2,300 years old.
Yeah.
Estimated.
Yeah, they've been around a while.
It's been around a long time. But it's cool. I like this sort of thing. We like all the... how old is... okay. So, Avradarkos is only 149 years old. She's a baby. Mm-hmm. Still a young puppy. But still going about doing her stuff. Mordesh woman looking very cool. I do like her outfit. I'd like it if they made those available in the store. That would be cool.
See, they have to have some that are special, though. Like, I think they've been pretty generous with costumes, but I think important NPC, like, lore characters should have their own unique look.
I might see if I can make it. I might see if I could make that outfit.
I love her colors.
It's
They're
very
awesome.
nice.
Both of them have really cool colors, actually.
Bluey kind of turquoisey colours.
Yeah.
Very, very nifty. So talking about lore, we're going to go on to our lore segment, which you're going to be very happy about, Jazzy, because we're going into the Chuas, the uplift of the Chua, part 1. We've got another 3-part series, this time on the Chua. Here is the first part, just for Jazzy. 538 AE, Uplift of the Chua, part 1. Emboldened by their resounding success on Mikros, the Makari returned to investigating numerous worlds for other prospective allies in which to invest. With their remarkable aptitude for mechanical engineering and total absence of morality, the primitive but intelligent Chua of Bezgalore looked promising. Giving the Chua simple gifts of basic technology, the Dominion hoped it would give them a leg up. But when they returned 100 years later, they could not believe what had taken place. As her flyer dipped below the bruised cloud banks, Axis Phaedra, who had taken orders from gods for centuries without batting an eyelid, found that she had the capacity of repulsion. Her first suspicion was that a perceptor was malfunctioning. Surely this could not be the same world. Only an enormous asteroid or comet could account for such a haze, the existence of which she would surely have noticed during her first circuit and dealt with. But her probes confirmed what her sensoria resisted admitting. This was indeed Bezgalore. It seemed inconceivable that in the span of a mere century, an entire planetary ecosystem could have become so degraded, or for that matter, that living organisms could survive in such toxic conditions for more than 66 seconds. The lush forests that had carpeted over half the massive planet's surface had been completely denuded. Likewise, its oceans, jungles, ice caps, and ozone layer. Its mountains had been mined hollow and paved over. The verdant groves had been replaced by factories and refineries that scabbed every horizon, churning noxious gases that made the sky seethe a cancerous odour. The unceasing groans of machinery sounded like the planet itself begging for oblivion. It seemed that her mission here had succeeded, to put it mildly. Judged sheerly by their capacity for industry alone, the Chua would make a promising addition to the Dominion. But were these creatures too unruly for even the Elden to maintain control? It seemed but an eye blink since her last visit here, on what at the time had seemed an unlikely gambit. I didn't do a bumper for the news, I've just realised.
I know, you haven't done any. I was surprised. I was like, are we doing a new format? I was just kind of going with it.
Well, I'm sure I can work it in later.
I don't know if you were going for a more like round table thing or what you were doing.
Yep.
Rather than bumpers.
We'll just start like that. So I've forgotten to play any bumpers whatsoever. Do you know what I might do? Is I might play it now, because we've still got a little bit more news to go through. So I'll play a belated news bumper.
Hey, paper, read all about it. Hey, Grano, hey, big bouncer, eat some of this news over here. Hey, Chua, this broadsheet's bigger than you. hey, come on, guys, it's only 60 gold. Get back here.
News of the week.
So that was the bumper, halfway through the news, and after the lore segment. But it's all fine. This is what happens when you're doing
We just got really into what we were talking about.
We did.
So.
That's the thing. We were just enjoying ourselves. Can't help it.
Better late than never.
Yes. So this week, there's been a lot of patch notes to talk about, which Jazzy noticed because I was too busy to read the patch notes. And I normally flick over patch notes quite a bit because I'm like, it's okay. We're not a min-maxing podcast. It's fine. I'm sure if anything interesting comes out, someone will tell me about it. And Jazzy did, so it's fine.
Yay.
It's me being lazy. No, busy's the word, not lazy. So lots has happened. Lots of quality of life changes again. Lots of bug fixes. Lots of things that people will generally be happy about. We've made notes of a few things that we went through before we started the podcast. So loot bags are now stackable, of course.
Yay.
Which is nice.
Take up so much space.
Yes. And there's been adjustment to some telegraph heights so that players cannot hit targets at a greater vertical height than intended.
I'm wondering who that was. Because, yeah, that would be interesting.
Just sitting there under a huge...
Hitting things like way up in the air. Like
who knows? But they fixed
like
it
a Jedi. You're like using the Force.
Well, Star Wars is coming out soon, you know.
Yeah,
And
there
that's
you
what they
go.
were going for. And the interesting thing that we noticed is there's an awful lot of I can't speak again. Progenitor access particles.
Progenitor.
That's it, progenitor. Why didn't I say it right? So weird. I don't know what's going on in my head today. Have a chance to be found in Tier 2 and Tier 3 contract commission bags. They can also be dropped from many level 50 public events, from veteran dungeons, and discovery pets and chests. Oh no, that's the next bit. So basically, you're getting more chances to get the progenitor access particles, which is a great thing because at the moment they are a pain to try and collect.
Oh yeah. If the boss isn't already up, it's going to take your group every bit of at least an hour to farm up all the particles. If someone hasn't just walked by and dropped one in randomly.
At least, yeah. Because, like I said before in another podcast, we had about 30 of us once going around trying to get them, and we'd only got like 3 in 15 minutes. And we were like, yeah we're not going to bother doing this.
I think,
You go,
and then another thing too that'll be a good effect of that is that it'll make more people do world bosses. Because I mean, them being a contract was helpful, but if it's still going to take you an hour to get a boss up,
exactly.
you kind of like, well, I'll just go farm the tier 1 for a little while.
They seem to be highlighting things that they want people to start doing, because they had a big page up about the world bosses, didn't they, highlighting the fact that you know, now you can get new drops from them, and these are the world bosses that are available, blah de blah. And then here they are saying, look, here, have some more.
Like 4 new ways to get particles,
exactly. So it's clearly,
and I already got one out of one of my contract bags this morning, so I was like, yay.
It's clearly an issue that they've noticed that people aren't doing enough of them, and they definitely want people to get out there and start killing world bosses, so hopefully that'll help.
And it helps people incentivize veteran dungeons too, even if you don't necessarily need gear, there's other things in there to help with other things, because there's pets and things like that on world bosses that people still want. Exactly. And dyes and things like that. So,
excuse me,
good job.
That cough still hasn't quite gone. Still there, still hanging around. Damn it all. So that's that. And discovery pets and checks will no longer disappear if the player's inventory is full. That's happened to me before.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
I'm hoping that the bug in general with that has gone away, because there's been times I've been out farming the discoveries and it'll do like little swirly do, like something's here and then nothing's here.
Yeah, that
even when my inventory's not full.
Yeah.
So.
And you can't get, if you've already got the pet and then the same pet comes up on the disc, you can't click it. Someone else can click it, which is quite nice.
But it shows it. Yeah, it'll show you like pets and stuff.
You just can't click it, and then someone else can get it, which is quite nice, I suppose. But you can't then give it to one of your alts or sell it on
I'm hoping that's another thing they make account wide too someday. Those pets.
Yeah, I agree. I think pets amounts are things that should automatically be account bound.
Yeah. I'm okay with dyes not being account wide though, but I think that's pretty much the one they've confirmed the most that they're making account wide. I mean, I'm all for like individual character progression. I don't have to have everything account wide. I can see where people would be mad about things they're purchasing with real money though, so
especially
I get it.
Especially. So one thing, you've got a lot to say about this one. You have got a lot to say.
Boy.
So Skullcano. The lovely Skullcano. Everybody loves Skullcano. Never hear anybody complaining about Skullcano. It's basically been nerfed, hasn't it? Yeah. Mordecai Red Moon has been nerfed. So there's been a slowdown to the missile speed slightly for the Molten Gold pools. Reduce the size of the VFX for Molten Gold pools to better fit in the telegraph. Added a wave to the telegraph for Molten Gold pools. Should no longer sometimes reset floating over lava pit, which is okay. And spaced out Molten Gold pools slightly. Slightly.
How much trouble were people having with these damn pools? I mean, seriously. It wasn't hard. I mean,
practice makes perfect, doesn't it?
Exactly. I mean, I haven't done Skullcano obviously since they put this in, but I'm really hoping that it's not that much. Like, if anything, I would think more people have trouble with the lasers than the pool.
We'll see.
I mean, I guess if you get slowed down by a pool and then get tagged by a laser, it's pretty much GG. But yeah, I hate to see stuff like this because it's a slippery slope. And I mean, they've already kind of nerfed the veteran dungeons when they went free to play, which I was disappointed in. They nerfed the leveling dungeons for sure. But that one I made, a little bit of wiggle room for because it made sense. It doesn't need to be just the same dungeon with bigger numbers. People leveling need to have not a steep curve. Okay, whatever. But yeah, the veteran dungeons, I hate to see that because raids are hard.
Yeah.
Get ready now.
You need to practice in the veteran dungeons before you go into the raids. And at the end of the day, that's what Wildstar is famous for, being hard, difficult. The challenge. Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you can't stand the heat, get out the fire. That's the saying, isn't it? I struggled with that one for a minute. Yeah. Something like that. I can see. Okay, if you're with a pug group, and people keep dying to it, that could be rather annoying. I mean, I only really run dungeons with my guildies now, so I don't really have that issue, so I don't know what problem other people are having. And I'm guessing they're looking at statistics, and maybe people are, leaving at the, on that particular boss, or just not completing, or just dying too many times. So they feel they need to do something with it.
The other thing, too, that, I mean, even if you think about that, like, I wonder how far back they would be looking at those statistics, because if you think about it, in the last 3 months, obviously, there's been a ton of new players that haven't practiced it, that don't know it, and they're probably just complaining because they're used to the game that shall not be named being very easy, and you just face rolling through everything.
I was about to refer to the game that shall not be named. Mini stabber.
Don't want to get in trouble.
Because they did something that was interesting with the looking for raid groups, looking for that one, looking for LFR. That's it, LFR. Looking for raid, where if people kept dying or the group kept dying and failing on a boss, they just made it slightly easier. So they basically you get a buff on the group.
Yeah, 5% every time you wipe.
I would much rather they did something like that.
Yeah.
Than nerf the whole thing.
Mechanics. Which I remember them saying too, that they didn't want to nerf the game. I remember it. I feel like that was maybe like 6 or 8 months into the game, so I'm sure that the overall perspective of the game has changed significantly since then, where they realized they had to be slightly more forgiving to actually maintain people. But yeah, I just hate to see nerfs like this, because I worry about the slippery slope effect, that it's just going to be too much, and then by the time people get into raiding, which I really hope they don't start nerfing that, it's just going to be like a slap in the face with a giant brick wall and an anvil and a wrecking ball, and they're just be like,
and everyone would be going, no, it's too easy now, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Steam through the content.
I think I'm more worried about the actual, like, what will happen later versus what actually happened. I still don't like it, because I like the challenge and the fun. I really like the fights that have a ton going on, like this fight. And I like the Forge Master at the end of Kelboreth with the blades and the fire and the orbs. Yeah.
Love it. And again, that's one that you really have to practice. But once you get it, it's fine. But you just need to practice it. It's not hard. It's just something you need to work on.
It's the same with the first fight in Sword Maiden. Funny enough, I think the first fight's harder than the last fight in there. So, but yeah, I mean, lots of waves, lots of things going around. I mean, the biggest thing I could say for anybody that's trying to learn these fights, don't panic. I've seen too many people do that. They'll get hit by one thing, run around, hit by another thing, and they'll just like start freaking out and just get hit by a bunch of things and die. If you get tagged by one thing, just kind of calm down and like resituate yourself. You're usually okay to get hit by one thing in most encounters.
And if you're really struggling with something, look at the skills that you've got in your inventory. Have a look at your character. Open up, have a look and see what maybe you can switch out and think, well, okay, if I'm dying too much, have I got a support skill that's going to help me survive this particular phase, so that I can
defensive cooldown or something,
so that I can practice it. And like a lot of the fights in Wildstar, it's not always about a DPS race. It's normally about surviving. As long as you can survive, it'll be fine.
I'd say more fights in Wildstar are about surviving rather than blowing out DPS. So there are some that are DPS checks.
Don't worry too much about reducing your DPS, and just try and get a few skills in there that are going to keep you alive through the fight, so you can learn it, and then next time as you get better at it, you can then get your DPS up.
That famous saying, a dead DPS does 0 DPS.
Exactly.
I'd rather have you doing crappy DPS than be alive.
Our guild mistress said that the other day. Perfectly Jones. She said that to us in raid. She said, just survive. It's true. It's very, very
Rather
true.
You stay alive and do crappy DPS than be dead and do none.
Words of wisdom. There you go. So that's that. And PvP, of course, getting even more love. It's like the PvP week this week.
Much, yeah.
We should have got a PvP on.
Though.
We should have got a PvP on to talk about this. Any PvP I want to go on? Talk about this.
Sorry, we're PvE Care Bears. Sorry.
So the patch notes read, welcome to the start of PvP Season 2. All ratings have been reset. So if you're a PvPer and you came on, you went, what's happened to my ratings? It's because you've been under a rock and you didn't know that Season 2 has started. So PvP.
It's been a long time coming too.
It has. Long wait for them. PvP enemies on mounts now tint red, the same as those not on mounts at distance.
Very good.
Very good.
Especially good if you're using a Snarflings, because you couldn't tell the difference between your friend and your foe, so they could like go right up on you in a battleground and you wouldn't know.
Because you're inside it.
Yeah. You can't see a silhouette or anything, so...
Are you my friend or not? Just start poking it. Several of the PvP vendors have been renamed to better indicate their purpose. Right enough.
Always good. Clarifications.
Yes. Prestige cap has been increased to 12,000. This allows players to get item valued at 10,000 prestige without losing prestige for hitting the 10,000 cap.
Yeah, that's nice.
Arenas, the Cryoplex has arrived. The Tundra Dome has arrived.
Yes. It's all by its property.
Yes. In the fullness of its glory. Battlegrounds. Overhealing will no longer count towards healing stats in Battleground. You can't cheat the meters, people.
No more padding the meters.
Can't cheat the meters. So medics with the little orbs going off. Daggerstone Pass. Increased prestige earned for winning by 157% and participation by 140%.
Dang.
Increased XP earned for winning by 92% and participation by 61%. Bombs should now properly disappear after exploding.
That's good.
That's always a good thing.
So, I think that the XP increase, at least, is an answer or a fix to the problem they were having with the flag camping and capping issue. So I think that's a good way, just incentivize actually playing. So that makes sense.
And they've done it. They've increased the XP for Halls of the Bloodsworn and Militic Temple as well by various amounts. So that's nice, encouraging PvP. I might actually level. I was thinking about doing this, leveling one of my alts purely through PvP, so I might do that. That would be an interesting thing to do. Maybe doing a XP weekend. Can they get like the extra XP from the battlegrounds plus the extra
there you go.
XP from the weekend? It's a good idea, isn't it? Plus having all the potions and
Pop
stuff.
a flask and
Pop a flask. Off you go.
Get that currency flask too. Does that count for prestige, I wonder?
Oh, I don't know. It is
I'd have to
currency,
find out.
isn't it? So
it is, technically speaking,
maybe.
I guess.
So if you used a currency flask during this weekend, would you get lots more? Maybe someone's done. If you've done that, let us know. We'd be interested to know.
Plus the bonus from being a signature member too. It's what, 10% or something?
Nice. Very nice. So PvP items, lesser inspiration of the aggressors have made their way back into PvP loot bags and the PvP general goods vendor. Season 2 arena rated items can now be found on the PvP season gear vendor in Thade and Ilium.
Yay.
Adjusted rune fragment drop rates for leveling battleground bags. You get more rune fragments during battlegrounds. And war plots. If anybody out there is playing war plots, let us know.
Please. I've yet to be able to do one.
We had this conversation at the beginning. They're such a cool idea, and I've never ever done it, and my guild doesn't play war plots.
Well, they have that, what is it, mercenary system, too? But, I mean, even if you sit in the queue, like, no one's doing them.
There must be some people out there doing them, surely.
There's probably like events that go on like on the forums or something. I'm really bad about not reading the forums.
Not being big PvPers, I never look at like PvP news. So I'm sure there is a big there's big RP community out there. I'm sure there's a big PvP community as well, which probably
hope so.
Talk about war plots. So
I think in the beginning they had some issues and then they scaled them back a little bit, and I don't know if they kind of ever recovered from that bad beginning.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've honestly not heard of people doing war plots at all. Even I haven't seen anything on Reddit, seen anything in trade chat, nothing. So
let us know. We need to know if you are war plotting.
I'd love to do at least one someday to say I did it.
Just tell us when you're doing it, invite us along, and we'll hop in and probably
I might not be the best, but
no, we won't help you win at all.
I'll be a good cheerleader.
But it would be interesting to see. But adjustments to war plots. They've made the tooltip for war party members' permissions consistent with the others. Added better visual messaging when a war plot deployable was out of range or otherwise couldn't be placed. Am I being stupid not knowing what either of those things mean?
I think, because I think there's like, you can get the bosses in the dungeons, like you can capture them. So maybe they're talking about like those, like things you deploy, like send out into the field. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like totally pulling this out of my ass.
Hopefully it makes sense to someone who does war plots. Hopefully.
Sorry, again, PvE Care Bear.
There was lots of other things that were mentioned in these patch notes, but we haven't gone over all of them because there was too many things. We just tried to pluck out a few of the interesting things. So a couple of other ones was, this is exactly how it's worded on the patch notes. Match tracker. Fixed that annoying sound that plays at the end of PvP matches.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I do remember an annoying sound. But I loved the fact that the developers called it an annoying sound.
It's almost like, screw that sound, get out of here. What are you doing?
Yep. I'm going to get rid of that one. Rapid transport. Players can no longer use rapid transport while in combat. My only query with that is whether if you go to transport and then you get hit by a mob, does it cancel it now?
I would think it would have to. It seems like before it didn't.
It didn't before, but I quite liked that because it used to annoy me a little bit in the game that should not be named. That if I was like using my Hearthstone and then I'd suddenly get attacked, it would if I was trying to log out because I need to go for dinner or something. Or, I was running late, I need to go to work, and I was trying to log out, and all of a sudden it would come and attack me, and I'd be like, no, now I've got to kill you before I can log out. So I actually quite liked the fact that, press my little button, and then something would come along and attack me, and I'm like, nah, I'm going.
Well, maybe you shouldn't log out where you're logging out. in the middle of mobs.
But sometimes I'm trying to get back to my house.
Well, the other thing too, like when you use your other teleports, it interrupts too if you get hit by something. So it makes sense that rapid transport would do the same.
I suppose so. But
it's almost like a bailout for everybody. Before I didn't even know this was a thing. Before I read this, I was like, "What? Who would even think to do that?"
I've never used it to try and get out of a sticky situation.
Yeah,
I've always,
it's almost like a bailout just for anybody.
I've always fought myself out of a sticky situation. As a matter of principle. But, well, anyway.
Can't do it anymore.
We'll see.
Unless you're a soldier.
Yes, indeed. So, that's it. We're going to go on to community news. Rich hasn't got a bumper. Let's do one. Community news! That's terrible. So, this week's community news is all about you, Jazzy. It's all about you. Huh? Why not tell us what you've been busy working on for the last 2 months? 2 months?
Oh boy,
it's been a while,
almost 2, almost 3 months. So yeah, we've talked about it a couple times, a little bit here and there. We finally launched WildstarDataCube.com officially. It is officially open as of last Friday.
Mm-hmm. Friday the 13th?
Yes, Friday the 13th, because we're lucky. I didn't even realize that was the day until we had done it, funny enough. But we were like, okay, whatever. So yeah, we launched it. We put up, stuff on the forums, on Reddit. I even there's a Wildstar community group on Facebook, Twitter, and we've gotten an amazing response. Everybody seems to really like it. We've got, things up right now that are mostly complete. Pets, mounts, and dies. Those are the 3 big ones we wanted to have up before we did our hard launch. And some of the pets were still kind of missing a few that are, new as of the patch with world bosses and things like that. So we're asking people to go and look and comment if you've seen a pet or know where it comes from, and then we'll add it and, give you credit for it. Mm-hmm. And we've gotten a lot of good response from that too. So a couple things we have planned before the end of the year. We want to get the lore books, tales, and data cubes up, which is a big task in of itself. So we're going to try and do that before the end of the year. That's our next big one. And then behind that, we're working on toys. I've already got about half of those up. The problem I'm having with some of those is how to display them properly, because some of them are actual like character effects. So I'm probably gonna have to like model on a Chua, and people are just gonna have to deal with that. If you want to know what it looks like, go get it on your character. And then the other thing that will be the next big project at the beginning of next year will be normal mount flares. We already have the hoverboards displayed with their flares, so if you click on the hoverboard pictures, it'll pull up a picture, and it'll have without flares and with it, because most of the hoverboards just have a set that goes with them. Actually, I think all of them do, if they include flares.
And that is very nice.
So
I do like that feature.
Yeah, and the flares is going to be another thing, because we're going to have to figure out how to display those. Either we're going to have to put them on a mount or figure something else out. So that's the only reason that one's kind of not up yet. But in the future, down the line, with no really ETA right now, other things we want to add, housing, which is a huge undertaking,
Wow.
and costumes, which is another huge undertaking.
They're going to take some time.
Yeah, so those will probably be like later down the line, like maybe summer to fall of next year. But we do have plans to include all of those things. So basically, so people know in general, the site is about anything that you collect in the game. So we're not going to include things like, how to get certain pieces of gear, how to, do challenges or things like that. Oh, and another thing, achievements. We're going to add achievements, which is another big thing too. Talking about where all those come from. So we've got plans to add a lot more stuff, but we knew the stuff that people would really want right off the top is bounce, pets, and dies, because that's what everybody's after. So, and yeah, it's myself and Clover. Chestnut does contributions to it. She does a blog post and rounds up all of the blogs from anybody involved in Wildstar. Puts it all together. Yes, Blogs of Nexus. I believe she does it for Q Times as well. She puts it up with them, and she puts it up with us. And Wildstar Core, actually. She does all three. And so, yeah, that's a great thing, too. We do, game updates. We're doing giveaways right now. I'm trying to think of, like, everything as I go. My brain's so scattered with this.
So much to think of.
I know. We're doing 2 giveaways right now. One of them is on Twitter. One of them is on the site. So our Twitter is at WSDataCube, and then the website, WildStarDataCube.com. It's the first post on the front page that says giveaway time or something to that effect. And I'll probably do one more giveaway before the end of the week, because we're celebrating the whole launch week. Not quite sure what I'm going to give away yet, though, but it will be something awesome. Even better than the Rosdower is what we're giving away on Twitter, the Rosdower plushie. And then on the website, I'm giving away one of those Rosdower phone cleaner keychains from PAX 2014.
Aww.
And then a lanyard from PAX this year. So both of those things will go to that winner, and then the Rosdower plushie for someone else.
Super exciting.
But like I said, the last giveaway will be something even better than those.
What's it going to be?
So it's a surprise. But I'm going to make you guys work a little harder for it, too.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can go there, WildStarDataCube.com. Check it out. If you want to leave suggestions or feedback or just say hi, if you click the About Us button, there's a Contact Us form in there, and that'll email us whatever you say. Please be nice.
One thing I like about it is the little icons you've got, like on the mounts, which basically shows you what faction they're from, where you can buy them. So it's got a little end figure for if they're shop bought, and it says whether they're Exile or Dominion, and also it's got a big red cross for the ones you can't get anymore.
Yep.
If they were one time only, or from giveaways like the Bandit Carver.
Yeah.
And like
another thing too, that I just want to mention, a couple things, shout outs here. Thank you to Q Times, who donated our hosting. They completely host for us. They don't, just as a full disclosure, they don't really control anything we do. They just were kind of like, hey, we have some hosting space. Do you want to use it? And we use it. So thank you to them. Very nice of them. Thank you to Jabbit Hole, because I've talked to him and we do a lot of link back to Jabbit Hole. We have links to like where vendors are, where certain challenges are, all kinds of things like that. So thank you to Jabbit Hole for allowing us to do the link backs to them, which is very helpful to us, saves us some work without having to put up maps and things like that. So yes, thank you to those people. And thank you to Clover and Chestnut for being awesome too.
Big community project.
Yes.
Community help. That's what we like to see. The Geeks of Nexus, us being one big happy community.
Yay!
Yes, we are. It's nice, isn't it? So, that's it for Geeks of Nexus. We cut a little bit out that you will never know about at the end there. Just saying. We have been Geeks of Nexus. I have been Draycass, and Jazzy has been Jazzy. Thank you for joining me, Jazzy. Where can we find you on the interwebs?
Find me on Twitter. My personal Twitter is @Jazzy_gaming. And then again, for the website is @WSDataCube.
And you can find me, Draycass, @Draycass on Twitter. You can tweet Geeks of Nexus @Geeks of Nexus. And remember, people, to ask us a question, silly or serious, and use the hashtag AskGON, because we didn't get any this week. There was no...
Good, at least people aren't talking crap about Chuas this week then. Still mad at you.
I love our Ask GON questions, and we didn't have any. I was really sad. Sad. Never mind. Another time.
Sad Chua.
Sad Chua over there with their puckered lip. Never mind. We love you, really. We love you, really. So, Geeks of Nexus is part of Epic Geeks. You can find out about this and other podcasts that we do over at epicgeeks.co.uk. And you can find this very podcast either on your favourite podcasting app or over on the Epic Geeks YouTube channel, which is official Epic Geeks. Thank you very much. Good night and goodbye.
Goodbye.
This podcast is part of the Epic Geeks Network. To find out more about our other gaming podcasts, head to epicgeeks.co.uk.